Fandom, how's it going? So this is a video that I've been meaning to do for a while. It's been asked by a few people as well. This is basically a Geoff Johns Green Lantern reading order video for the trade paperbacks. And I'm going to also include a link for the reading order that I use specifically for Brightest Day, because if I went through issue by issue of what I read and how I read Brightest Day, it would take me forever, and I don't want to take your time. So there's going to be a link for that in the bottom. But let's get to it. So this is the reading order that I use to get through Geoff Johns' Green Lantern run. And the main core that you are going to need is going to be Green Lantern, the Geoff Johns run, and Green Lantern Core. It's two different sets. So you start off with Green Lantern Rebirth. Green Lantern Rebirth is basically the thing that started off Geoff Johns' run. It basically brings back Hal Jordan, because at the time Hal Jordan was possessed by a being called Parallax, who inhabited the Green Lantern ring, the Green Lantern core, the big giant thing. Yeah, he inhabited it. So because of that, there was a weakness to yellow. Eventually, Hal Jordan, and this was all set way back in the early 90s, Hal Jordan is possessed by the being Parallax. He destroys the city, and eventually he sacrifices himself so nobody else has to die. So this basically tells the story of Hal Jordan coming back and how he comes back to the DC universe after being absent for so long. You start with this, Green Lantern Rebirth. Start with that. Then you move on to Green Lantern No Fear. Then you are going to need Green Lantern Core Recharge. This is separate from the Green Lantern series, but why do I need Green Lantern Core? To be honest with you, you don't need it, but I read Green Lantern Core, and they tie in so much with the main Green Lantern run that I do feel if you don't read Green Lantern and Green Lantern Core, you are going to be missing something out, because they explore the actual Green Lantern Police Corps, because it is a space police. And it fleshes out characters, Guy Gardner, it introduces new characters. Ooh, so many different things that happen in Green Lantern Core that kind of tie back in to Green Lantern proper. And I think with the main event books that I'll discuss later on, if you don't read this, you will be missing out, because there's a lot of build-up in these books as well. And in some cases, Green Lantern Core I thought was better than Green Lantern. So you're going to need Green Lantern Recharge, then Green Lantern Revenge of the Green Lanterns. So you read them in this order. This is how I did it. Then Green Lantern Core to be a lantern. Then Green Lantern Wanted Hal Jordan. Green Lantern, the Core, the Dark Side of the Green. Now, this is the first giant crossover event that actually kicked off Geoff Johns into superstardom, basically, at DC Universe. This is Green Lantern, the Sinestro Corps War. The Sinestro Corps War is freaking awesome. I love Sinestro Corps War. Sinestro Corps War is basically the first crossover event by Geoff Johns that he did with the Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps, which is why I told you, get Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps, because it pays off here. You just need this giant trade paperback. I know they sell it as an absolute edition, and I know they sell it in two smaller trades, but if you get this one, it contains the whole Sinestro Corps War, and basically tells the story of how the Yellow Lanterns and Sinestro has actually made his own corps to combat the Green Lantern Corps, and they just go at it. It is awesome, and it also reveals, because before this, Green Lanterns could not kill. They could not kill anybody. However, because Sinestro's actions, they actually force the hand of the Green Lantern Corps, where they have to break their own rule, and they are allowed to kill Yellow Lanterns now. So, definitely check this out. So, go from there. You're going to want to jump onto the Green Lantern, Tales of the Sinestro Corps. Not necessary reading material, however, it does help flesh out some of the other side stories that do happen in Sinestro Corps War. But if you want to skip it, it's fine. I threw it in here just as if you want to read it or not. So after that, Green Lantern's Secret Origin. This introduces the Red Lanterns, and it also is a kind of retcon origin for Hal Jordan. So definitely, right there. Then you're going to want to jump here. Green Lantern Corps, Ring Quest. So you're going to be spending a lot of money if you want the full run, how I read it. Then you're going to want Green Lantern, Rage of the Red Lanterns. Green Lantern Corps. Green Lantern Agent Orange. I like this. This was fun because it introduces Larfleeze, and Larfleeze is hilarious. And it also introduces the yellow lantern, the orange lanterns, not yellow lanterns, the orange ones. Then Green Lantern Emerald Eclipse. Then you're going to want... Okay, so here's where things start getting a bit more tricky, because this is Blackest Night. And Blackest Night consists of 3 main Green Lantern books. You have Green Lantern Blackest Night, Green Lantern Corps Blackest Night, and Blackest Night, the actual series. So what you're going to do is that you are going to start with, if I'm not mistaken, you are going to start with Blackest Night, and then you're going to go to Green Lantern Blackest Night, and then you're going to read Green Lantern Corps Blackest Night, and then you just keep going in that order again and again. You keep going through Green Lantern, you're going to go Blackest Night, Green Lantern Blackest Night, Green Lantern Corps Blackest Night, and you keep going through and through and through until you finish this off. So you're going to need these 3. I love Blackest Night. Blackest Night is awesome. It's basically a zombie story, and it all happens in one night, where all these dead villains, they come back to life, and all these dead heroes come back to life, and they decide that they want to destroy the entire universe. It is fantastic. I love Blackest Night, and it is also basically how Geoff Johns described Blackest Night is that it was his home run. That was his grand slam, that he knocked it out of the park, and it made him a superstar. After that, you are going to want to read Green Lantern Corps, Revolt of the Alpha Lanterns. Then that branches off into Green Lantern Brightest Day. Brightest Day is kind of a pain, to be honest with you, because you don't really necessarily need the 3 giant Brightest Day trade paperbacks. There's 3 of them. However, they do tie into Green Lantern, so I am including this on here, and I am going to put a link to the reading order that I used for Brightest Day. But the general gist of what you need, if you want to read all of Brightest Day, you don't necessarily have to, but again, it's one of those things where it does help flesh out the greater story, so you just need Green Lantern Brightest Day, you just need this one, you should be fine, but I am including all of Brightest Day in here. So you need that, that's Brightest Day, that's another one, and that's the 3rd one. So you need those 3, and that one. So you read that, and I'm going to include the reading order for this in the link below, what I used. Because if I really did it issue by issue, we'd be here all night, and I don't want that. Okay, after that, after you finish Brightest Day and you knock all that out, you're going to read Green Lantern Corps, the Weaponer, Green Lantern Emerald Warrior, oh lord, okay, Green Lantern War of the Green Lanterns, which I thought was not that great, to be honest with you. That was kind of weak, but then you're going to need to read War of the Green Lanterns. And here we go. Now we're going to get into the New 52 stuff. Now at this point, this is where the New 52 was introduced. However, you're probably thinking, well, maybe I could just jump into the New 52 run. Unfortunately, that's not the case. What you're going to notice is that if you were to just jump into the New 52 Green Lantern, most of the story that Geoff Johns was doing, that all carried over. They didn't retcon a thing in New 52 Green Lantern. It stayed the same, and it was just basically a continuation, which was what happened to me when I first picked up Green Lantern, because I was like, cool, I could jump on to Green Lantern New 52, #1, and I could just read it. No, didn't happen. I was like, wait, what? Sinestro's a Green Lantern? What's going on here? This doesn't make sense. It's because they didn't retcon anything. They just kept the continuity. So you are going to need to read a lot of that stuff in order to jump onto this and get a lot out of it. But this is Green Lantern, the New 52, and this is Sinestro. And then there's Green Lantern, Revenge of the Black Hand. And Green Lantern, The End. This is the end of Geoff Johns' run. You can read those. You can just read from New 52 on straight to Geoff Johns' Green Lantern. You should be fine. You don't need Red Lanterns, Alpha Lanterns, or any of that other junk that was out there at the time. You just read that and you'll be fine, thankfully. However, I am going to include Green Lantern Corps. That's the 3 volumes of the New 52. There's that. That. And that. So So the names of those are, Volume 1 is Fearsome, Volume 2, Alpha War, and Volume 3, Willpower. So, and you do the same thing that you would do with the Blackest Night series, where you would start basically with Green Lantern with Sinestro, then you would jump on to Green Lantern Corps, and you intertwine between the two. You jump between the two. So, I hope that helps. And if you are still watching this video,